What are the dumbest myths people still believe in? That the tongue has different areas for perceiving salty, sweet, bitter, and sour. There was a famous diagram that was supposed to show the different tastes the tongue could perceive. People took it literally, and that's how this myth was born. Your like and subscription will really help my channel. Body hair becomes thicker after shaving. In fact, the hair is thicker at the root, and in the initial phase, it appears to be thicker. People in general thought the world was flat until Columbus sailed the ocean blue. No, the ancient world figured that out a long time before. People just thought that it wasn't possible to sail across the ocean to Asia because sailors would run out of food by then, while Columbus thought that wasn't case because he thought Asia was bigger than contemporary estimates. The myth that people only use 10% of their brain. Just an old joke that was debunked a long time ago, but I still meet people who believe it. The medieval armor was heavy and easily penetrated. In fact, a person in full armor is absolutely impenetrable. Even a bullet cannot always penetrate metal plates. They also weigh about 20 kilograms, so a trained person can do a somersault in them. People stopped wearing armor simply because it is very expensive. Drug dealers will give you free drugs to get you hooked. Still waiting for this, and I'm 59. The alpha/beta social hierarchies that we observed in wolves. The researcher who performed the experiment realized he had made many mistakes in his original take and has spent the rest of his life trying to undo the damage that report has created. Knuckle cracking doesn't lead to arthritis. It's just an old wives' tale people use in place of simply telling you it's annoying them. Crack away! If you drop a penny off a skyscraper, it will eventually fall fast enough to puncture someone's skull. By that logic, even raindrops will seriously injure you, not to mention hail. Bulls hate red. They are actually colorblind and are reacting to the movement of the cloth and the person behind it. That whole "you eat 7 spiders a year" myth. It was created by some lady in the late 90s or early 2000s to prove that ridiculous things can be found on the internet, spread like wildfire, and believed by many. Well, she proved it. The most terrible myth is the inscription, "Tear here to open." As a probate lawyer, I constantly come across the idea that there should be a reading of the will, where the whole family gathers and the lawyer reads it out loud to them for the first time like in the movies. In reality, we just mail everyone a copy. That getting caught in the rain causes a cold. Only sometimes rain can weaken the immune system, and it is its weakening that leads to a cold. The Middle Ages were less barbaric and dark than we think. As a medieval historian, I agree. Victorian-era pseudo-historians invented this myth. The dangerous myth that lightning never strikes the same place twice. Yes, it does. That's the entire reason for lightning rods on buildings. By the way, it used to be believed that churches were protected by God because lightning did not strike them. The cross acted as a lightning rod. The myth. You can tell if a snake is venomous or not by the shape of its pupil, slit for venomous, round for non-venomous. The truth. Pupil shape has absolutely nothing to do with whether or not a snake has venom, and if you're close enough to get a good look at a snake's pupils, you're probably close enough to get bit. Many people still believe that the hymen is some kind of plastic food seal that covers the hole and bursts when you have sex for the first time, and if the girl doesn't bleed, she's not a virgin. A lot of people still believe a woman sued McDonald's because her coffee was hot. In reality, the woman had third-degree burns throughout her pelvic area and only asked that her medical bills be paid. Lemmings commit mass suicide. The myth began with the 1958 Oscar-winning documentary film White Wilderness, in which producers threw lemmings off a cliff to simulate scenes of mass suicide and mass migration. Your like and subscription will really help my channel.